I'm Keith Mark, the host of a brand new program called Great American Tales, presented by Hunter Nation. Now, this show's going to be different than everything else on the network. One week we might be telling the tale of a historical event or personality. The next we might be sitting down with some famous celebrity or politician in order to tell their tale. Heck, we're even going to team up with a famous American singer-songwriter and use their music to tell the tale of the American cowboy and celebrate Christmas. We're going to present a movie about a family going through a time of trouble when things were much more simple in America, seen through the eyes of a little boy and told by my good friend Michael Martin Murphey. But what I can promise you is that every week, Great American Tales is going to provide you with that good old-fashioned, wholesome family entertainment, the type of program that you're going to be comfortable gathering the whole family around, from children to grandma and grandpa and everyone in between. Each week, we're going to inform you, we're going to entertain you, we're going to make you laugh, and we're probably going to make you shed a tear or two. You're going to love Great American Tales. And I'm really proud of the fact that the program is being presented by Hunter Nation. Because if you're like me, you've noticed that our hunting lifestyle, really all of our traditional American values have come under attack recently. Well, Hunter Nation, they're the fastest growing grassroots hunting and conservation organization out there that's really on the front lines to protect our hunting lifestyle, our God-given, perfect hunting lifestyle, to ensure that this is available not only to us, our kids and our grandkids, but all future generations. I know that you believe these values of God, family, country, hunting, and conservation are worth fighting for. So join me and join Hunter Nation at hunternation.org today. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode of Great American Tales.
Good morning, Mason. Up and at 'em, little buddy. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Grandpa. I'm ready.
Oh, look at you. Your dad's got the truck all loaded up. You and Rusty are on point this year. Oh, here, just leave that. Your grandma will take care of that. Don't tell her I said that, okay? Let's hunt.
Thanksgiving had always been my favorite holiday. Other kids, they loved Christmas best, or Easter, or even 4th of July. But I loved Thanksgiving. I liked those other holidays too, but Thanksgiving was extra special. You see, we didn't get to visit my grandma and grandpa very often lately. But every Thanksgiving, no matter what, I got to hunt with my dad and my gramps. Of course, no hunt was complete without Gramps' trusty sidekick, Rusty. Rusty was the best dog I ever knew. When old Rusty was in the mood to hunt, he'd take to howling. One time when I was younger than I can remember, Gramps told me that was like Rusty singing. And from that time on, Gramps said I would let out a howl before every hunt. Together, we were quite a team. Out there hunting, it was like I was one of the men. We talked about things like responsibility, safety, and sportsmanship.
That's how we do it, isn't it, Gramps?
Now, while I loved everything about the hunt, nothing was better than a wink and a nod from my Gramps. One thing for sure, my dad and my Gramps were certain to teach me all about hunting. What I didn't realize at the time were some of the lessons about life that they were instilling in me. Besides my dad, my Gramps was my biggest hero and my best friend. But lately it seemed I saw him less and less.
There's a land that is fairer than day, and by faith we can see it afar. For the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore.
My mama always said, as a little boy, I was a good sleeper. No wonder. Growing up on a farm near Wheat Creek was about as perfect as a young kid could want. Wide open spaces to roam, a few good friends, a small school, and a church full of loving people. Barely a care in the world. And then everything changed. When my dad's job went away, before I knew it, we were living in a tiny apartment in the big city. That's when I started having bad dreams at night.
You stop it. Stop it now.
As proud members of Hunter Nation, the Nugent family celebrates God, family, country, and Thanksgiving every day.
So celebrate Thanksgiving, America, like you mean it.
Stop it. Stop it now. Stop it. You stop it now. Just stop.
Stop it. Just stop it. Keep your voice down. You're gonna wake Mason up.
I know I need to get a job, but you have to stop spending everything that I'm bringing in.
John, don't be ridiculous. I'm following our budget, but Mason is a growing boy. He needs new shoes, he needs new school clothes,
And I know that, but he has a cousin that has some hand-me-downs, and he can wear those for a while.
But John, we don't live in the country anymore. Kids here don't wear hand-me-downs.
Well, maybe they should.
Well, maybe we should move back to Wheat Creek. My dad knows some people there, and I think
Sally, please, we have been down this road. If the mill hadn't closed, we'd still be in Wheat Creek. But the mill did close.
John, keep your voice down.
It took all the jobs with it.
And that leaves us here, in a big city, with no friends, no family, and no job.
Sally, it is not my fault, okay? I'm doing everything that I can.
Honey, I'm not blaming you, but I want to move back to Wheat Creek.
I think you're being silly because I can find work here.
John, I've spoken to my parents. I'm going to move back. I'm going to go back home, and at least until things calm down here, okay?
Well, okay. Well, maybe the best thing to do is just take Mason and go have Thanksgiving Day without me this year.
Well, It's your choice, not mine.
Life surely can change as fast as lightning. I'd never been to the train station before. Always wanted to. Not now. It was loud and it smelled bad. People were everywhere, and they weren't very nice. My mother rode with me on the train out to the suburbs to put me on the bus to Wheat Creek and Graham and Gramps. She wasn't coming with me. She was gonna drive herself the next day. I was scared, confused, and a little angry, I guess. I was also ashamed. You see, just a few days before, I told my mom to quit putting those little notes of encouragement in my lunch bag. I was too old for kid stuff. And I would no longer be drawing her a Thanksgiving card, something I had done since I was a child. I didn't mean to, but I could tell it hurt her. I was fighting back tears as we arrived at the bus station. It wasn't quite as nasty as the train station, but it was still not a place I wanted to be. I was gonna ride the bus all by myself, alone. Aside from going to school, this was the first time I was gonna be away from my parents in my entire life. How I longed for happier days.
How are you, ma'am?
Hurry, Sir. I don't want you to miss the bus.
Welcome.
Okay, little guy, this is your ride. Okay, Grandma and Gramps are gonna meet you at Wheat Creek, okay?
Okay.
You are so brave. I love you.
Love you too, Mom.
Hi, ma'am. How are you, young man? I'll take your bags.
Oh, shoot, I almost forgot. Happy Thanksgiving, Mom.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
My mama's eyes, they were glistening when I gave her that silly Thanksgiving card. My mind was racing. I tried hard to fight back tears of my own, but I couldn't.
Hey, I'm Ralph.
And I'm Vicky. And you know what? I think one of our favorite things about Thanksgiving is just getting the whole family together and having that time.
Well, I mean, that's what this is all about, to give thanks and to appreciate the family, your friends, and most of all, God's wonderful gifts to all of us.
So from the Ciancerulo household to yours, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Charlie, I could use some help over here. You know, Mason will be here before we know it.
Oh, I'm sorry, hon. I'm just too darn worried about Rusty to be much help to anybody.
What's your book say?
Well, I'm no veterinarian, but it says it's bad. It's real bad. It's worse than bad.
I'm so sorry, sweetie. This couldn't have come at a worse time.
I just really hate to see him suffer.
He's had a good, long life. You'll do what's best. You do what's right. You always do. I love you.
Love you right back. I don't know what I'd do without you.
That bus trip was and remains the loneliest of my life. There wasn't a familiar face to be found. I hadn't slept, really slept, since I'd heard my mom and dad quarreling. And try as I might, I just couldn't. So I turned to my Bible. I said silent prayers for strength and for courage, and I prayed for all my family. Eventually, after many a mile, I started to drift off to sleep. Restless sleep, and more of those bad dreams.
A big old warm wild turkey welcome from the entire Keck family, from our home to yours. And during this Thanksgiving season, we give thanks. We give thanks for the blessings of God, our families, our freedom, and for our privilege to hunt. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hi, little guy. I want you to know that your dad and I love you very much and always will love you. None of the troubles we are having right now have anything to do with you. None of this is your fault, Mason. Love, Mom. P.S. You'll always be our little guy.
After what seemed like an eternity, I finally saw some scenery that looked familiar, and I knew I was near Wheat Creek. My spirits lifted something mighty. I was so ready to see my Gram and my Gramps.
Now remember, honey, whatever you do, let me tell Mason about Rusty.
Yes, dear. It's okay. Okay.
Well, sweetie, you know you have a tendency to just blurt out bad news. And he's still just a little boy.
You're right. You're 100% absolute. Oh, look, there he is. Here they come. There, look at there.
Mason, you see it?
There he is! Grandma!
Oh, it's so good to see you, sweet one.
How you doing, Buckaroo?
Good, how are you?
I'm finer than Frog here, thanks.
Did you have a good trip?
Yes, I
Did you eat your lunch?
did. Yes.
All right.
You get some sleep on that, boss?
Yes.
On the way to the farm, I could tell something wasn't right. When my Grams was worried, she had a habit of kind of rambling about her pets. Gramps, he was more of a man of few words.
Well, you know, I'm not a big cat lover, but your mother, she loves her kitties.
Mason.
Yes.
I hate to have to tell you this, son, but I had to put Rusty down today.
And just like that, for the first time in days, I wasn't so worried about me. Now, I was worried about my Gramps.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels. I love Thanksgiving, not just for the peripheral things, the turkey and the dressing, and I love that too, but it's a day we set aside to thank God for all the blessings He's given us through the years. I hope, along with me this year, we'll remember that. God bless you, America. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
My dad loved to tinker with guitars and cameras. He'd play his guitar after every big meal. Another family tradition, on Thanksgiving Eve, we'd pass around Dad's photos and share stories and laughter. But not this year.
Well, of course, the main dish is that big, beautiful turkey your grandpa shot yesterday.
And mashed potatoes, too?
And mashed potatoes straight from the garden, and green beans, and my dressing.
I love your dressing.
I understand there might be a wishbone involved.
Are we gonna split it, Grandpa?
Well, heck yeah, that's the tradition. Don't expect me to let you win. You're a full-blown hunter now.
We'll see.
We'll see, will we?
You know, I'm sure gonna miss Dad playing guitar after dinner tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Mason. I'm sure we're all gonna miss that.
You know, boys, sometimes we have to start a new tradition. Now, that's enough talk. You boys have an early start tomorrow. So, Mason, why don't you say your prayers and then just trundle off to sleep, and we'll see you in the morning.
Okay, night, Gramps, night, Gramps.
Big day tomorrow.
Good night, son.
Big day.
You get some sleep now. That morning's gonna come pretty early.
For the first time in days, I slept like a stone. I'd rested easy knowing I'd wake up to Gramps bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, wishing me a happy Thanksgiving. But his mind was on other things.
Morning, Mason. It's time to get up, little buddy.
Happy Thanksgiving, Grandpa.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Let's go now. Those birds aren't going to wait forever.
I dressed good and quick and gathered my hunting gear. Gramps was busy making my breakfast and packing lunch sacks for our hunt and starting to cook that big Thanksgiving Day feast.
Okay, here you go. You eat a good breakfast. You have to go out and do all that good hunting. Get some rabbits.
Gramps usually had all his hunting gear packed and ready by now, but not this year.
Have a big breakfast to do that. I think your grandpa's a little absent-minded this morning. What do you think, Mason?
Sure.
You may need to keep an eye on him today. He's kind of upset.
I'll do my best.
Okay. Take good care of him. He's pretty special to us. You're not eating your breakfast, that fella there.
All right. I think we got everything. Just button her up, Buck. Hit the road. Those birds aren't going to wait forever. Okay, you got your boots. You got your coat. Where's your hat?
It's over here, I think.
Alrighty, we'll go find your hat. You got your gun, you got shells, I got shells. We're all set, let's hit the road. See you, hon. Hey, Buck. Front door.
All right, you boys have a good time.
Thanks, you too. Well, the truck's loaded up. I got shells, and you got shells. We got coffee.
You almost forgot your lunch.
Thank you, Grandma.
For heaven's sakes, thank you, darling. You know, we'll be back before that bird's ready.
Okay. You guys take your time and have fun and be safe. Mason, your mom's probably already on the way. Don't you worry about us. We've done this a few times before. Now go and have a good time.
Thanks, darling. Love you.
Love you.
Love you, Grandma.
Happy hunting.
Load them up, Buck.
Hi, I'm Jim Libertor, President and CEO of the Outdoor Sportsman Group, here with my wife Kim and my daughter Francesca. From Hunter Nation, Outdoor Sportsman Group, and from our family to yours, we want to wish you a very
Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay there, Buck. Here's the deal. I know I've been a bit of a stinker this morning, but that changes now. I say whatever worries we have, and we both have our worries, we leave those suckers behind right here, right now.
Okay, Gramps, sure.
All right. You know, it's going to be a little bit tricky hunting today without old Rusty and your dad to help us. Are you up to that challenge?
You bet. Let's hunt.
That's the spirit. Let's hunt!
Ooh.
You can do better than that, can't you? We'll work on it. This one's for Rusty.
We didn't need to talk about it. I knew we were both really missing Rusty and my dad. But Gramps, he was back to his old self, and I was relieved. That's just one of the many marvelous things that can happen when you get out in God's great country. Your worries can sort of just slip away. The day was beautiful, but the hunting was kind of slow. With it being just the two of us, I knew it was important that I focus just as hard as I ever had. My ears were keen for the slightest flutter, my eyes strained for any movement.
Grandpa, look! Pheasants! I saw one running up ahead. Come on, Grandpa, let's go get him! Gramps? Grandpa, where are you? Grandpa! Gramps! Grandpa!
It's all right, Mason. That coffee's going right through me.
Grandpa!
It's all right, Mason. There's plenty more where that one came from.
And just like that, I went from thinking my grandfather died to being reminded how ornery he could be. That day I had alone with Gramps proved to be the best ever. He told stories I had never heard or even imagined. He'd fought in 2 world wars. He and Gramps, they lost their firstborn at birth. That made us both cry. He told me it was just fine that we cried about that. He told me some secrets and maybe some lies, but mostly we just laughed and had fun.
You remember this spot, Mason?
I don't think so.
Well, we've had a snack right here on this very spot every Thanksgiving hunt since you were 8.
I remember it now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kind of.
Yeah. Did you know that your mom helped me clear this spot? We put in this fire ring here. She was about your age.
Looks real nice.
Does, doesn't it? And it always will, as long as we take good care of it. That's called conservation.
Conversation?
Conservation.
Conservation. Oh, I know, like Teddy Roosevelt.
Exactly. It means taking good care of the land and leaving it just like you found it. Or even better. Yep. Preserving and protecting it for your kids and their kids after.
We do that, don't we, Grandpa?
Well, usually we do. What's that?
Hey, Gramps, it's a sandwich wrapper. My sandwich wrapper. It's got a name on it. Oh, I'm sorry, Grandpa. I'm real sorry. It must have fallen out of my pocket last year.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all right there, Mason. I can tell that you understand how important it is to not litter. It's a very small part of conservation, but every little bit matters, doesn't it? All right, put that in your pocket. Get this stuff all buttoned up here and get after them birds. They ain't gonna wait for us all day, are they? You gonna eat one of them apples later?
After a while.
Think? Yeah. Well, save me the one that doesn't have the worms. So how's school going there, Buck?
It's okay.
Just okay?
I mean, it's fine.
Well, now hold on a second. I thought you loved school. What's going on? Shoot straight now.
You know my friend Polly? He said we were killers.
Paulie Owens, your friend in the city?
He said that his dad said that hunting was killing, and that makes us killers.
Well, I thought you and Paulie were becoming pretty good buddies.
Well, we are. I mean, we were.
Paulie Owens. You know, his folks, they split up a while back.
Yeah, I know. They're divorced.
Oh, okay. You know what that means. Well, divorce is awful hard. Causes a lot of pain. And sometimes, when folks are hurting, they tend to lash out at others.
I understand, I think.
I believe you do. Well, understand this. What Polly's dad said is wrong, and so's Polly. Now, that doesn't make them bad, it just makes them wrong. You see, being wrong isn't necessarily bad. But being a bully is always bad. And that's bully talk, what Paulie Owens said to you. It's wrong, it's mean, and it's hurtful.
I know, Gramps.
I believe you do. You know, you and Paulie Owens might not always be friends. That's the way friendships go sometimes, especially when you're young. But family, your family will always be there for you. Now, your folks say they might not always be together, but they will always love you. And I'm just real sure that they'll always be there for you.
Thanks, Gramps. I knew I could talk to you.
Mason, old buddy, you can always talk to me, all right? You know, speaking of family, I think we better get a hightail up, get ourselves back to the house, and help them ladies put that meal together. You know, that's an awful lot of work for just two people. Honestly, I don't know how they do it. You're riding shotgun there, Buck.
Phew. Okay, Mom, that's enough. Let's take a break. We've earned it.
Way ahead of you. I think that may be record time for us. We might have to wait for the bird for a change.
Well, it helps to have a couple extra hands.
Honey, did Mason make you a Thanksgiving card this year?
Oh, he did, Mom. He is so sweet.
Did you think to bring it with you? I'd like to add it to our collection.
Yeah, let me get it. It might make you cry, though.
They always do. Whatever gave him the idea to do Thanksgiving cards? Your father and I never had the imagination to have you do that as a child.
Well, we actually have his father to thank for that idea. Frankly, I think John suggested it only once, and Mason has wanted to do it every year since. just the sweetest gift you could ever ask for.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Hey, girls, we're home. Everything okay?
You boys are back early.
We just wanted to help with lunch.
Well, you're a little too late for that. We're just about ready.
Just about ready? How did you get just about ready?
Well, we had some extra help.
Extra help?
Well, you boys went hunt without me. What else was I supposed to do?
Dad!
Well,
Mason.
I'll be.
Hi, son. Oh, I love you.
Hallelujah.
Oh, Mom, Dad.
Happy Thanksgiving. Nice to be together as a family.
It's wonderful. Happy Thanksgiving, Mason.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Okay, Grandpa, you see this little wheel here? That adjusts the brightness. And then you've got a little lens here, and you click, picture on the wall.
That's more than I can
Pulling
absorb.
the wishbone this year.
Gramps and me. I mean, if that's okay with you, Dad.
It's more than okay, son. In fact, it's the way it should be.
All right, Mason, you ready? 3, 2, 1, pull.
You win, Gramps. Make a wish.
Well, you know, Mason, I think you should go ahead and make the wish. All mine have already come true.
Dinner is served.
Come and get it.
All right, fellers, let's eat.
Look what Mom just brought. Mom is over here by Grandpa because we know he likes it. Hey,
good call.
Is that a good news? Okay. On the olives, we usually keep.
It wasn't until years later, after Gramps passed, that Mom told me he had gone out the night before and placed that old lunch bag there by the fire pit to help teach me that lesson about conservation. She said she knew it because he'd pulled the same trick on her in that same spot when she was the same age.
Where's the guest of honor?
How long before the turkey?
It's coming, right?
Yeah, it should
My nose predicts it is en route.
Oh, yeah, not long. Oh, there she is. Oh, that is
Guest of honor.
Great job.
What do you think?
Nice job there. That's a
That is a bigger bird than last year.
It is. Pounds good eye on your part. Thanks, ma'am.
It really was. I think so.
My mom and dad and Graham and Gramps, they're all gone now. And even though that Thanksgiving was more than 60 years ago, when I close my eyes, I can remember it like it was yesterday. And for that, I'll always be, well, thankful.
I don't even care that I don't have any more room on my plate.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's prayer time. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so very thankful for your love and many, many blessings. Continue to remind us that Thanksgiving is not only about the hunt or the food we eat. It is about who we hunt with and break bread with. Always remind us to be very, very thankful for our families and our friends. And God bless this great country of ours and our president. Guide his steps and our steps to always walk in the path of your Son, our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I didn't think I was going to get quite that emotional.
It's okay. We have a lot to be thankful for.
I am so happy that we are all together.
Me too. Me too.
Makes me very happy to see you and you and you. Okay, I've talked enough. Dig in. Dig in.
Same thing. It's time to eat.
It's time to break the bread. Don't talk with your mouth full.
Michael Martin Murphy, and I'm thankful to Hunter Nation and to the Outdoor Channel for a chance to tell the story of a little boy named Mason who goes hunting with his dad and his gramps while his mom and his grandma make a great Thanksgiving meal. It was easy for me to decide to do this because his childhood was so much like mine. Some of the details are different, but I had a happy childhood and I loved Thanksgiving. No matter what your circumstances are right now, regardless of whether you had a happy childhood or you didn't, there's something you can find to be thankful for. And today we take one day out to say thank you. Thank you, Lord, just for life and living. Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. Happy Thanksgiving.
So, all in all, I'd say it was a pretty good day of hunting. Wouldn't you, Mason?
Yes, sir. It was a mighty fine day.
It was.
Well, I would say so, considering you didn't have the help of old Rusty. That's impressive. Anybody need anything?
No, I'm good, thanks, honey.
This certainly has been a day full of surprises.
Indeed it has. And you know, they've all been the good kind.
Well, Dad, there's always room for one more good surprise.
Poppy!
For you, Gramps.
Well, look at that!
Look at that!
For crying out loud, look at you!
What are we gonna call him, Grandpa?
Oh, well, I don't know, Mason. Maybe we should call her Wishbone.
That's perfect.
Hello, Wishbone. Hey, family, this is Wishbone.
Hello, Wishbone.
Okay, time to learn your singing. You ready? You think it's a keeper?
Yes.
I think so. You are the best family, and this has been the best Thanksgiving ever.
There's a land that is fairer than day, and by faith we can see it afar, for the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore. We shall sing on that beautiful shore a melodious song of the blessed, and our spirits will sorrow no more. Not a sigh for the